Good morning, everyone. It's Jake here at the farm. It's early this morning and there's a bit of rain forecast. We had a dribble when I was making my coffee. You see that? Wouldn't even get a newspaper wet, but we had a dribble and it's another couple days. We got 5 mil, then 10 mil forecast, so might get a bit of growth yet. Thought I'd quickly show you the paddock that we're bringing them into. And then there's a cow out the back here. There's a heifer just there that I want to quickly show you. So we're going to leave them in this paddock until this afternoon. It's about 1.5 days worth of pasture. They're getting some good ground cover down, which I'm happy with. This paddock doesn't have quite as much volume in it. That had a longer rest where they are now, but I also find it a bit more productive. This paddock's really, ever since I've been here, been very rocky. There's a lot of big sort of plated rocks at the surface. Look at this. Big cracks in the ground. I just noticed them yesterday. They just popped up everywhere. And this also, sorry for the sniffling, there's just so much pollen in the air. A lot of flowers are really flowering at the moment. It's knocking me on my ass. Like these Cape weeds here, these sunflowers. It's very rocky and it's very dominated by that plant, African sunflower, which is sort of, it gets hot now. We start to get 30 degrees Celsius and that plant just melts away. It doesn't even really last as a ground cover plant. So this is it here. As soon as your days get hot, it literally just shrivels up and melts away. Got some of the vetch that's flowering. And you can see some of the tillage radish. I wonder how big the radishes are in those things. You can still see the ripping from the yeoman's plough where the tines went in. There's another one. You actually see the grass is darker, isn't it? Let's look at a big one. Let's go over here. Hey? I really want to pull it out. Oh, not much of a tillage radish. We'll call it finger radish. Oh, how disappointing. First time I grew that one of my lease blocks at Thaguna, they came out the size of footballs. Aussie footballs, that is, not your soccer balls. Anyway, let's jump the fence and we'll go and have a look at this heifer. We'll stop being so disappointed. See a nice fat sleek first time heifer. It's interesting, that red cow there is an F1, so first cross. Mum was Shorthorn, Dad was Nguni, our bull Bomvu. This black cow here is an F2 from Hereford. A lot more hair, like nowhere near as slick as that red cow. There you go, Betsy. Hey, you rude thing. Cantankerous bitch, aren't you? I love you. Hey. You're finally looking like you put a little bit of heft on you, eh? Do I taste good? Do you reckon you could add human to your diet? Yeah. You got a rough tongue. Hey, you're sticking my fingers up your nostrils. That's a bit different, isn't it? That's her calf. If you're a long time watcher, this is another F2 out of the same group of F1s as that black cow I just showed you here. So there's 1, 2, 3, that black cow there, and 4. So I purchased 4 F1 heifers from a guy called Sven up in near Canberra. They're all Hereford and Goonie crosses, so the Herefords were all out of the same mob using one of Edwin's bulls. And then this was the first lot of calves, and I had 2 more lot of calves out of those cows. Wow, look at that. You got a 10-month-old bull trying to breed a 10-month-old heifer. And now we got a 16-month-old bull coming in saying, I want to breed that juvenile. Anyway, this was always my favourite heifer out of the lot. 1, because the paint job was fantastic. But 2, she's by far the smallest. Shortest legs. She's got a pretty big gut on her. And all through, she's been through a few different trials and tribulations on different blocks. And she's never lost any body condition. This cow here has always been fat as mud. Other cows here have really battled for it during us feeding out hay and straw. We started in Christmas, so we started end of December and we went all the way through till, what was it, like August. Like, it was just a long time to not have anything of real substance for these animals. Everyone else slipped quite a lot, but this cow was fat the whole time. And then everyone else calved, and this is sort of last year's weaners. You know, this is how big the calves are. We've already got calves that are nearly 2 months old, and they're growing fantastic. And she didn't calf, and I never preg tested, so I just thought, oh, she's knackered. Next time I go through the yards, I'll get her preg tested and I'll send her off to the abs. And then I thought to myself, that's why her body condition's always fantastic. Wasn't carrying a calf. All the other heifers were carrying calves. All the other cows had been sucked dry and then also gestating. Well, folks, she's bagging up. So, on one hand, I don't love the fact that she missed her breeding cycle. It means she joint. Because once I put the bull in, I just leave him. I don't do a 30, 60-day joining and then put him back in the bull paddock. I bring him in, he breeds everyone. They're all bred right. You can tell who's fertile or not by what time they breed. Instead of running a bull in a separate mob, I just leave him there till calving. And then I pull him out for a couple months to reset the calving window. So she hasn't been bred in the first 30 days. She hasn't been bred in 60. She's been bred on the 3rd ovulation for whatever reason. Disappointing. Maybe he just had his handful. You know, we did have 40. I don't think that's too much to ask of an Nguni bull. A lot of heifers in that group. Oh, I'm so excited to look at this. Finally get some ground cover down. Look at this. Now we're talking, folks. Now we can actually start to do some stuff. Hey? That's really promising. You see this area where there's actually a really nice trampling. This is one of the spots last year where I put out a bale and we bale grazed. So you can basically see where the perimeter of the bale finished. Look at this. So, you know, this over here is fine, but look at it. There's nowhere near the plant density. Look at that. You know, we open that up, we're straight down to soil. But and I've got in this paddock, you know, there's probably 15 spots like this around the place. But, you know, some of these bales were cheap. Some of these bales were $30. Who ate that? I want to give you a gold star. Look at that. Oh, yeah. That's exciting, guys. Anyway, she's finally on the way. So she's imminent. She's fat. And, you know, I look out of all my cows in the mob and I really think, even though I'm not listening to the Johann Zeitsman, you know, cull hard, I don't have many animals left. I'm culling left, right and center. I do completely believe in culling hard. I've had a stillborn calf. The cow was gone within a couple days. You know, generally any of those complications, we're really quite aggressive because we want to breed and select towards no complications. But sometimes I think there's the odd exception where a farmer needs to follow his gut. I don't know why she didn't join the same time as everyone else, but she always looks sensational, and I was pretty disappointed that I thought I wasn't going to get a calf off. You know, I never had her preg tested. Maybe she didn't have a uterus. Maybe she was a free martin or something. Who knows? But here she comes. Hey, Incombe. This is my favourite heifer, purebred heifer from last year's crop. Incombe. Let's show them your good side, hey? Where the sun's hitting you. Yeah, you're lovely. You're lovely. So Incombe here is, again, almost one. That's her big sister, Princess. And that's her mum, Nandi. Nandi there was born in 2014. So she's 11-year-old. And I've got her paperwork inside. She's calved every year. And she's got a new calf in the paddock here. Little bull calf just there. The little one with the white butt and the blue tags. Anyway, plenty to do today. I need to move the chicken eggmobile. Chooks have been in their spot about a week. I'm taking Mrs. Walkie into town. We've got an ultrasound. Oh, she's eating some veg. Good on ya. I love that cow. She's fantastic. Salami. I'm taking Mrs. Walkie into town. We've got an ultrasound with baby number 4 due in March. So you're a pretty good stud, but so am I, big dog. Hey? Gugu here. I told you yesterday, if you watched yesterday's video, she is as fat as mud. Like, look at her. Another 11-year-old purebred. Last year she calved January and December, and I'm expecting her next month. I reckon, geez, I tell you what, you could go back through the footage in my YouTube channel. Don't know how you'd ever find it, but some of you guys are pretty cunning. It would have been early to mid-December, I think, and I was actually right up in that tree line there. We're in the house, and Otto looked out and he said, "Dad, Gugu's calved." It's 450 meters from the house, right up in that tree line in there. So we went up, and sure enough, she'd calved. And if you look at that video, you'll see that the farm was already smoked. Like, we started feeding out 2 weeks later, the farm was just a desert. And looks like she cycled back straight away. 10-year-old cow, calved twice in 1 year into complete dry matter and not much of it, and cycled back straight away. Talani here's got a bit of a limp. Her back hooves need trimming. I've never trimmed a cow's hooves before. I've never had to. She came like that, so when we traded her in last year, her hooves were already overgrown. The problem is, once the toes have started, like the hoof has started growing and pointing out, it's really hard for them to wear it back because they're putting all their pressure on the back and the front starts curling up. So once that issue starts, it seems really hard to naturally rectify. She was grazing further south in here, so some very soft country. Don't know what I'm going to do. I've sort of just let it go, but I'm watching her walk now thinking, geez, it's probably not great for her hips and everything. Oh, brilliant. Look at this. Okay, guys. I'm going to go do some real work. I'll move you this arvo, hey? Rightio. Good on you. Thanks for watching, folks. Good morning.